Hello everyone, I'm Babla Jonathan and this is the Prime Time Newscast on Equinoxe Television live from our headquarters in Cameroon's economic capital. Douala. In our top story is the national chairman of the Social Democratic Front SDF political party, John Fundi, tells leaders of other political parties in Cameroon, including the ruling Cameroon People's Democratic Movement, to emulate his example and step down. He was speaking to Ninimefo in an exclusive interview that will be broadcast in the second segment of this edition of the Primetime Newscast. And hundreds of teachers go on a rampage in the nation's political capital, Yaoundé, demanding for salaries owed them for several months. Those were top stories. About 300 teachers took to the streets in Cameroon's political capital, Yaoundé. Today, they were protesting against the non-payment of their salaries covering several months, and they went protesting in front of the Ministries of Finance, the Ministry of Reforms, and that is the Ministry of Administrative Reforms, as well as the Ministry of Vocational Training. And of course, they were secondary and high school teachers who took to the streets after they were not being paid for several months, and they were protesting, demanding for the intervention of administrative authorities, but they were rather arrested and detained, and most of them were dispersed by security forces. We shall be bringing to you images of that event in the nation's political capital, Yaoundé, in a subsequent news edition. Now we talk about a police that is intensifying the search for the killers of a young man in his 40s found dead at the Nouvelle Route 7e here in the economic capital, Douala. Today, Smanjikan Gebrasmo.
Nouvelle Route 7e neighborhood, Monday afternoon. Inhabitants of the vicinity in shock after the macabre discovery of a body which was near decomposition. At press time, no one in the neighborhood could identify the body. Witness accounts say it was a little child playing around the car who discovered the dead body due to the pungent smell that struck him by his nose. He later alerted the mother, and the news got to the police officers at the 7th district, who descended to the scene. Upon investigation, it was discovered that the dead man was named Henry and is a plumber by profession. He resides at Grand Moulin neighborhood, but is regular at Nouvelle Route 7e. His body was later transported to a mortuary in town as investigations continue.
$100 kilograms of Indian hemp seized by gendarmerie officers here in the economic capital, Douala. That is the bag containing 100 kilograms of Indian hemp. That bag was abandoned on the road by a bike rider who disappeared after an accident, and local inhabitants at the Ndokpasi market in the Douala 3 subdivision took the bag and the bike to the gendarmerie, notably the highway unit of the National Gendarmerie in Nilong, Douala 3 subdivision, and the gendarmerie officials discovered that the bag was containing Indian hemp, and they seized the illegal product, and they have said they're going to destroy the products while the search for the alleged trafficker of the Indian hemp is underway. One person is lying at the critical state in the Lakentini Hospital after the collapse of a market here in the economic capital. Douala. Smanjikan Gebre reports.
Several stores at the Fampu market A section of the Douala Central Market remained closed Tuesday morning. Gates getting into the main market were closed with locks, and outside angered inhabitants who were said to disturb any sort of business that was to take place. According to one of the vice presidents of the market, last night a lady bought her goods. The boy offloading allegedly stole 8 cartons, and in anger the lady hired some military officials who visited the neighborhood and beat up everyone, with one person hospitalized. The others who are involved in the same activity of loading and offloading cars at the market decided to storm the area to disturb any business activity. According to the third-class chief of the area, His Royal Majesty Jacques Simon Quimba, the boy who was beaten is stable, and that he has reported the issue to the divisional officer for Douala 2. A crisis meeting took place, and it was decided that the market will be reopened for activities to continue. The lady who hired the military officials to beat up persons in the neighborhood is helping the police of the 2nd district in their investigation.
Water has become a scarce commodity in the locality of Njombe in the Mongo division, littoral region of the Republic of Cameroon. Inhabitants say they have gone for several months without potable water. Taps are simply running dry in that municipality. Catherine Kone has the details.
Water, a precious liquid to be consumed by all, has been denied to others. Njombe is one of those towns in Cameroon plagued with water crisis for over 2 months now.
2 months is all day for suffer. All day for popo suffer, where mommy is there for suffer, we are picking all we there for suffer because water no day.
Locals walk miles to get water, which are sometimes dirty and contaminated. Even where there are water tanks, there is almost no water, as people line up for several hours to fetch the precious liquid. It is so sad that a country like Cameroon, surrounded by so many rivers and drainages, one would not imagine why access to potable water is lacking to so many people. Majority of these locals lacking this commodity turn to rivers whose quality is usually compromised by their proximity to biological and industrial waste. The appalling situation pushed the people to fetch water in rivers. The same rivers used to wash dresses and kitchen utensils serves as a sewage, disposals, and some even use them as their latrines.
Wash inside, and our water you know fine. People don't build house all around that river. They don't dig lantry all around. Water for that lantry go down inside that water, and that water which is drink, that water.
This, according to the locals, lead to cholera, typhoid, among other illnesses. The locals are urging the government of Cameroon to provide potable water in their community.
In our health page tonight, we talk about cardiovascular diseases, a major health problem in the Republic of Cameroon affecting a good proportion of the population, and civil society organizations are intensifying the fight against the diseases. We have details in this report.
Close to half of Cameroon's population is infected with cardiovascular diseases.
In Cameroon, we can note that we have around 35 to 40% of population who have hypertension. And in that prevalence, we have to note that the women are more than men. About cardiovascular diseases, the women are the most affected by that group of diseases.
And this is why civil society organizations are stepping up the fight against such diseases. Sensitization is their main tool.
Professor Daniel Lomugungu, who is the chairman of the Cameroon Heart Foundation, decided to create a program named Alerte Rouge, where the aim is to fight against cardiovascular diseases in the women. This year, we have an innovation by the month of the heart of women, le mois du cœur de la femme. And this month, then we use to make the screen, to sensibilize, to inform the woman to know about their risk factors, about cardiovascular risk factors, and not only the woman, but all the society.
Respecting preventive measures and other medical prescriptions is of cardinal importance.
A preventive measure is good for her to know their risk factor first. Second, it's good to reduce our salt consumption, to eat much fruit and vegetable, to move much. Like dancing, it's scientific proof that dancing can protect your heart.
These simple tips, medics say, will take cardiovascular diseases from high risk to low risk and save many from damaging and deadly results of diseases that destroy the heart and consequently the entire human system.
Coming up, a special story compiled by a special envoy to the Northwest region, Mimi Mefo, on live in Batibo in the Momo division in the Northwest region of the country. Life has become very difficult for inhabitants as a result of the unstable socio-political situation in that part of the country, notably after the abduction of two administrators, the division officers, the division officer of Batibo, Marcel Namata Diteng, and of course the regional delegate for social affairs for the Northwest region, Mimefo.
Batibo is one of the subdivisions in Momo. It is located 40 kilometers from Bamenda and about 100 miles east of Nigeria. It is also situated along the Bamenda-Manve Highway and known as the economic, social, political and cultural heartbeat of the Mogamo-speaking people. This is the area where two administrators have in 2 weeks been picked up by unknown armed individuals and taken to an undisclosed destination. In Batibo, life has not been the same again for the population since the kidnapping of the divisional officer for the said locality on the 11th of February and the escalation of the Anglophone crisis. During a tour through the neighborhoods, doors were closed even in the afternoon and the streets were empty. Only few persons could be spotted.
They don't go seeing that thing they start how they be tip, they can't take D for fee for 11 February. Since that day they be taken, so people they be there for your army, then they be there for you. So all picking, they run them. Now all of we should don't. So she don't so we no do we.
This grandmother explains that her son fled the village for safety. She and other locals further recounted how their economic and social activities have crumbled as a result of the prevailing situation.
You should don't, you know the chop flop, you don't be steady for place, you want to do something. You should do run, you know what fear have. You must fear. So therefore you have no way for you to manage lifestyle. Just day.
We know they will go buy tea for you go stand for chop we picking them. And how will they me and my branya we must around die. You know the brother and sister. Now all of we will they compound. A palava money, we know the game with money.
They are the only Batibo-based residents who accepted to talk to Equinox TV's team of reporters. Their desire is for the return to normalcy in the area and in the entire northwest region of Cameroon. To the administrators, the tension would have been minimized if the population worked in close collaboration with forces of law and order.
They fear how they people they come, they shoot that gun, they want to shoot and so they say they don't want to see the boy picking. No, do her. They get for run. If now you see gun, they should show you should run. As they told, they say they want a man picking them. Come for some money where they for us where it passed me said. Some money will be put up for basket for move and biting that they move on.
But the fuel in this part of the northwest region of Cameroon is general.
The search for Namata Marcel Diteng, abducted division officer of Batibu, continues. His whereabouts remains unknown more than 2 weeks after he was abducted on the 11th of February 2018 by unidentified gunmen within the context of activities marking the National Youth Day celebration. And of course, after him, a second administrator abducted in the Northwest region is the Social Affairs delegate. The regional delegate for Social Affairs was equally abducted. Nimbom Aaron Young was kidnapped in the same locality of Batibu. Mimi Mefo and Innocent Abega went to the residence of the abducted division officer of Batibu. It is an abandoned area, as she says. Mimi.
Was Namata Marcel Diteng picked up in his private residence or on his way to the ceremony ground on the 11th of February 2018? That is a question that has remained unanswered to date. We are actually at the private residence of the DO, whose whereabouts up to now remains unknown. It's been more than 2 weeks now that local administrative authorities as well as security forces have been devising means, multiplying search as well as investigations to uncover his whereabouts ever since his disappearance on the 11th of February 2018. It should be noted, as you can see, we're actually at his private residence. This is the outdoor toilet of the divisional officer for Batibu in the Northwest region of Cameroon. We are actually there. The team of reporters of Equinox Television were given access, granted special access to his private residence here in Batibu, thanks to the intervention of security forces that are equally here on the ground guarding the properties of the divisional officer whose whereabouts up to now remains unknown. We can see that the area has been practically abandoned. His families that were left behind, their whereabouts is unknown. This is the kitchen, the outdoor kitchen of the DO that went missing on the 11th of February 2018. We can see how the kitchen as well has been abandoned. That is the atmosphere here in Batibu of the Northwest region of Cameroon, where search has continued to intensify. We can see that is the building, the back door building of the residence of the DO. We see how the windows and the walls of the building are practically dilapidated. We can see that the house has been abandoned since the incident occurred, despite the fact that a new DO was appointed by local administrative authorities. We are having information that is actually not resident here in Batibu of the Northwest region of Cameroon. This is another view of the house of the DO for Batibu in the Northwest region of Cameroon. Local authorities, security forces are there guarding the area. We could only find security forces. We could not find a soul in this area. It is, of course, a no-go area for the population, a no-go area for people, except for local administrative authorities. The senior divisional officer for Momo division in the Northwest region of Cameroon was actually here to assure the population as well as security forces that they should multiply the search following the disappearance as well of the delegate of social affairs in the Northwest region of Cameroon. We can see how vehicles are parked here. We can as well see the residents of the DO for Batibu subdivision, Namata Marcel Diteng. We would be taking our televiewers to the front of the house of the DO. This is how the house has so far been abandoned. Inside we can see the blinds, the chairs. We can see the chairs that were practically abandoned by the family of the missing DO. Up to now, his whereabouts is unknown, and local administrative authorities have indicated that they are multiplying investigations as far as the situation is concerned. We are on special assignment in Batibu, Momo division of the Northwest region of Cameroon. We are Marcian Jomo, Innocent Abega, and Mimi Mifo for Equinox Television.
Mimi Mefo, a special envoy to Batibu in the Momo Division, Northwest region of the Republic of Cameroon. And that's it for the first segment of this newscast. Coming up in Talking Point, the national chairman of the main opposition political party in Cameroon, the Social Democratic Front, John Fundi, speaks to Mimi Mefo shortly after he stepped down as the party's flag bearer, a position he has been holding since the party was created and the extraordinary convention coalition of the Social Democratic Front chose the first Vice President, Honorable O.C. Joshua, to lead the party at the upcoming presidential election. Talking point will be coming up in a second.
I think that they can hook on a thing for life. In life, we should learn where to let go for others to make an effort. You see, I'm the first and the only Cameroonian politician who formed a party but refused going to council to be a councillor, refused going to council to be a mayor, refused going to parliament to be a parliamentarian or group leader or vice president, did not go into Senate to start fighting for vice president really so that you have money in your pocket. So this I want to let Cameroonians know, that the future we wanted to give the Cameroonian people, a future of hope, a future to guarantee a better living, was that they should see that all in this country is not only, does not only hinge on money. Oh, I need money in my pocket. Let me go here so that I can grab. Sometimes you should be selfless to serve your people. And as I keep quoting to the people, when Moses led the children of Israel out of Egypt across the rivers, the seas, through the deserts, God in the end said, you will not see the promised land, you will stand from a distance see it. But today, Moses' name is still one of the most spoken of names in the Bible. Outside Jesus, I think Moses is the first person that people talk of so much. So, if I have to lead the people to success, the success will not be a one-person success, it will be the people's success. And when people succeed, especially younger people, and you have a better future, live in a good country, even if I'm dead, I don't know whether dead people smile, but I've seen skeletons of people and their teeth are out. I know that they are smiling at their life. So if I can smile that the future I've gone through, I have trained people, I've brought people up, I've led them, and not sit down to think that all that makes a man live and be happy is money. No.
What message clearly are you sending out?
Is that they should know when to give up. They should know when to let go. And they should know that life is not what you make of it yourself and to have it all yourself. You should let other people try. Victory for the SDF through OC is victory for the people, for the Cameroonian people. It's not victory for OC. Well, you are young. When I was doing politics, whenever I went to the field, I told the people that the party is sending me to come talk to them. I didn't go to drum in my chest to say, I've come to say that Frundi said that. Is Frundi talking to you? No. It is somebody talking on behalf of the SDF. The victory will be that of the Cameroonian people. The success will be that of the Cameroonian people. If what I did today makes Cameroonians proud, Cameroonians will be proud and other countries will be learning from that. And when they learn, I think that it is their place to emulate and see what they can also do.
As somebody who has led it now, you decided not to stand as presidential candidate. We have Honorable Joshua Usi. What do you think could possibly be his chances?
No, he has all the chances before him. He has, the sky will be the limit for him. And I feel very satisfied and happy with the work I've done on the field to implant the party, to make sure that the party is known in all the nooks and corners of this country. I've taught Cameroon 20 times in 28 years. And as I told somebody, I used to leave here by 5 p.m. in the evening. By 7 a.m. I'm in Gaundere. I continue by 11 I'm in Marwa. By about 3 o'clock I'm in Marwa. I continue by 5 o'clock I'm in Kuseri. I continue by 11 p.m. I'm in Blangwa, the Lake Chad Basin. I start from there talking to people coming back, going Afedil, Kolofata, and all those places, Gulfei, etc. So I've taught all the country, and because the belief I had was that for you to be a successful politician, By the way, what is politics? Politics is dealing with the people. For you to deal with the people, you have to know them. For you to know them, you have to go to them. When you go to them and see where they are, and you talk to them, you give them the philosophy, what your party stands for. Because when we talk, for instance, of the federal system of government, people don't understand, but you have to go explain to the people the basic tenets of it to the people so that they understand that this party has this for us. It's not sending pictures, vote for that man, you see that man in that picture, vote for him. Pictures don't talk to people. Pictures don't have a knowledge of where you are and what you are going through. You've come to Bamenda, you've seen me. When I go to Yaoundé, I see the people there. I go to Kusere, I see the people there. I know them. So when you're telling me that, for instance, Boko Haram is in the north, it's attacked Mokolo, it's attacked Yagwa, they've attacked on the mountains of Meri, I know where the place is. Muskuda, I know where all those places are.
Those are your legacies, Mr. Chairman. Those are your achievements. What would you recommend him? What according to you should be some of his priority projects?
The priority for him to succeed is to know the people, know the field, and because there are some people, there are some voters that might tell you that, look, I don't like me a party. I don't like what you stand for, but I sympathize that you are able to take pains to come meet me in my bush. I've been to Mulundu, I've been to Yukaduma, I've entered the bushes of the Pygmies. I've gone through the borders of Chad from Marwa along down to Yagwa and gone across. I've gone through all these places so the people know you. And when the people know you, they'll be able to at least like you.
Chairman, there is much talk today about the Congress in Bamenda. We saw the presence of a CPDM delegation and Tichut Etsua. You invited, Mr. Chairman.
Now, when we have a convention of the party, you heard the parties are invited. We invited Bello, Buba, and the rest of them. We invited MRC or so. That's CPDM. We invited the CPDM and they sent Gregor Owana. And as I say, we can have political differences, ideological differences, but we are all in Cameroon. And we need to sit down and see what the other people are doing. If you imagine that we cried for transparent ballot boxes, they refused. We had to produce some work on them ourselves. We talked of a single ballot paper. They refused. We had to produce to work on them ourselves. And you saw what we meant. We've been doing this in elections. And if today the CPDM are able to endorse a transparent ballot box, and we do know that they will come up to the unique ballot paper. Today, there are so many things that they borrowed from us. Elecam is now using transparent ballot boxes. Elecam is now using computers. They first refused, and they were doing it all by hand so that they can always change. So there are so many things that when they come to see us at a convention and see the way we organize our elections, they are convinced that what we are doing is the right, and they try to emulate.
The chairman of the Social Democratic Front, SDF political party, John Fundi, speaking there to Staff Lady Mimi Mefo. He was re-elected to that position during the ordinary convention. The ordinary convention of the Social Democratic Front that took place over the weekend at the Bamenda Congress Hall. And that's it for this edition of the Primetime Newscast on Equinox Television. Thanks for staying with us.